All right, so I'm going to walk through. All right, so this training here is all about the simple AI business model to take you from 500 to $10,000 a month. It's all right, Danielle. It happens all. People slip all the time. Not that big of a deal. All right. Take you from 500 to 10K. I'm going to break it down, all the different pieces. We're going to look at it. It's very simple. Again, it's the process and strategy you all are familiar with that we just hammer home all the time. I'm just going to break it out into steps. Okay. So bottom line is we are going to use AI built websites as a foot in the door to sell to local businesses. And the reason why we're going to use websites, and we'll look at what that process looks like once we do that. But first, why websites? Why we're going to start with websites. So to have a good offer, regardless of what it is, and regardless of what kind of process or strategy you're following, an offer should be something that people want or need. Ideally, both. They want and need it. And because we work with local businesses, right? What's our overall business? We help local small businesses advertise. That's it. We help them advertise. And we use typically internet, online, digital services to do that. Okay. So very simple model. It's something that has existed since there's been businesses, there's been advertising, right? Advertising has been around since businesses have been around. And so that's what we do. We get paid to help businesses advertise. Well, there's just generic, all right, we help business advertise, but then there's specific processes and strategies that we can follow to make it easier to start communication, to engage in conversations with these business owners, and to sell them our services versus just coming up and saying, all right, we offer this, 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 and this, and this. Okay. That's the old way. Just approach a business and say, all right, I can do all these things for you. The way we do things is we start with one thing to use as a foot in the door to start a conversation with the business owner. Then from there, we can pivot the conversation and take it anywhere that we need to, okay? Or anywhere that it makes sense. All right. So again, we use websites to start that conversation. That is our starting offer. It is one of the many services that we will offer a business, but we're going to use it as our starter service to start the conversation. Understand when I say start the conversation, it doesn't mean that's what I end up selling right away. More times than not, I will, but it at least starts the conversation and allows me to take it wherever I need to take it based on that conversation, but it gets the conversation going. So because it's the conversation starter, I need it to be something that most businesses want or need. Okay. Businesses all want and most think they need a website. It is one of the first things that they organize when they decide to start a business. They decide on their idea, they pick a name, and then one of the first things in that next group of things that they accomplish is get someone on building a website, whether it's them or someone else. But they all understand the importance of having a website for their business. They all think that they need it, and most of them do. So therefore, also most of them want it. So perfect for us, right? Unlike other things that we might offer that might not be as high on the priority list. This service here is pretty high on their priority list of importance for them. Okay. We want it to be easy to accomplish, meaning we want it to be easy for us to provide this service. Well, normally websites wouldn't have fit this, but because of AI that now exists and the tools and the AI tools that exist, we can actually create beautiful professional websites in minutes. So that makes it easy for us to provide this service, because if it's a conversation starter, meaning a majority of the time, it will be the service that we start with. It has to be easy for us to do. Because if it's something that's very complex and complicated, for one, we won't be able to talk to a lot of people, because every time someone says yes, or we get going with someone, It would take a lot of work and time to handle just that one person. And that's hard to stay consistent with, right? If something's very complex and hard to do, it's very hard to be consistent doing it, right? If I had to run a marathon every single day to prepare for a marathon, most people wouldn't last but a day or two. But because I can run maybe a little bit today and then a little bit more tomorrow, I can slowly build up. Well, then it's more reasonable for me to handle. But if I had to run a marathon every single day, no one would run marathons, right? Because it'd be too complex to prepare for one. Just like this here, right? So AI makes websites very easy to build. Perfect. Takes minutes. So that's something easy that we can handle. And another important part is it has to be priced cheaply compared to perceived value. What does that mean? It means the thing I'm offering and selling, the people I'm selling it to need to think it's worth way more than I'm selling it for. They need to think it's worth more than the price I tell them it is, right? So because I can use AI to build beautiful websites in minutes, I have the advantage against people who are still building it from scratch, or they have web developers, they have high overhead. I don't have high overhead. It's very, very, very cheap for me to build a very professional, beautiful website. Okay. So I can price my website very reasonable compared to what people think a website costs. Most business owners think a website costs anywhere from between 5 to 10K. Historically, that's what they've been. An average small business website has been typically priced somewhere between 5 to 10K on average. I'm well aware of clients over the years that I've worked with that have paid upwards of $20,000 for a website that you would look at and be like, why is this $20,000? It looks like just like any other website. So websites have been something that's been priced super high over the years. So there's that, I don't want to say stigma or whatever, that's maybe not the word I'm looking for, but there's just this idea that websites can be expensive, right? So when I come in, I can price mine very reasonable. And so now I have an offer, I have a service that is something that all the businesses want and or need. It's easy to fulfill, and I can price it where they look at that price and they say, wow, that's an awesome price for that. Okay. So that's why we're going to use websites compared to other things that we could offer. Okay. And this is the strategy that we are going to use to offer that website. Okay. It's a results first business strategy. We will start with a foot in the door service. Again, our AI built website. We will build a demo website. Okay. We will then sell it using a 50-50 website arbitrage deal. Is what I call it. I'll explain in a second. And then once we have completed the website sale and delivered the website, we will simply then sell other services. Okay. So it's just a progression. But it all starts with the foot in the door service that is an actual result. That is a result is what we're providing. So in this case, we're actually delivering a website to them. It won't be the finished product, but it'll end up being the 90% solution that they'll look at it and be like, oh, wow, yeah, that's awesome. Here's a few changes I would like to make, right? And so ultimately, what is this process look like? I'm going to interact with the business. I will find them. We'll talk about where we find them. Build them a demo website. It will take minutes to do. Okay. Then I will outreach to them saying, hey, I built this website for you. Here's a website I built for you. My goal is to sell it using what I call the 50-50 arbitrage strategy, website arbitrage strategy. I call it this because it is based on the way I used to sell websites in the early days of my agency when it was good old fashioned websites, not not the cool AI ones that we get to build here in minutes. I actually had to have a website developer. So I had a website developer that could build me a WordPress website, a typical small business, local small business, 5-page WordPress website. I found a theme that was like a small business, local small business theme or some crap like that. And then basically I would have my website builder build it for their business. Okay. He would charge me $500 to $600 to build that website. I would charge $2,500 to the business for that website. But the way I sold it was what I called the 50-50 website arbitrage deal. I didn't tell them that's what it was, but this is what I called it. I would take 50% up front. So I sold it for $2,500. I would collect I would say it's 50% up front and then 50% upon delivery. It will also include 2 rounds of revisions. Okay. My purpose for doing this wasn't to make it super easy for the client and like, oh, that's just a great way to sell it. Although it turned out to be a great way to sell it. But I did it more for me because I would sell it 50% down. Okay. So for one, they don't have to pay full price yet. Most people don't pay for a website till it's done anyway, but I got it. So, hey, 50% upfront, which most business owners found that reasonable. That's fine. Okay. So I collected $1,250 from the business owner. I would take 600 of that, give it to my website designer and have him build the website. Put the rest of that $650 in my pocket. That's profit in my pocket. I have it to do whatever I want with. Okay. Website builder built the website. He then let me know when it was ready. I would send the link of where the website was sitting to the business owner and say, hey, the first round is done or the website's ready. Okay. Then they would get 2 rounds of revisions. The first round was layout and function. Like where do you want a contact form here or there? Right? Do you want, what do you want? Do you want a section that has this or that or whatever? It was like, how do you want the layout? How do you want the function to be? All right, do you want the menu to be a drop down or do you want to just click and go to a page? Like functionality, layout. Oh, I want the map section over here on the left and have text. I'm going to have an image over here, whatever, stuff like that. Layout, stuff like that. They would give me the changes. Guess what I would do? Take those changes, send it to the web designer. He would make the changes. And then I would send it back and say, yep, here's all the changes that you had asked for. They look all good. Okay, cool. Round 2 of revisions, content. What content do you want in what place? Okay, what do you want the About Us page to say? They would either provide it or we'd work out something where I could provide it for them. Whatever. Either way, it was all about the content at that point. Yeah, I need this, this, and this. I'd send that information to my web designer. Okay. Web designer would put all the content on in all the places that we talked about. Then I would deliver the final. Hey, here it is, the final thing. Everyone look good. Everyone look good? Cool. Transfer over to them. They would then, so website's done, delivered. They pay me the remaining $1,250, the last 50%. Guess what I did with that? Right into my pocket, all profit. I already paid the web designer. I paid him out of the first half. The rest is all mine. So that's the 50-50 website arbitrage deal. 50% upfront, 50% on delivery. It's easy for the business owner. It's easy for you. Get you money right away and makes the business owner feel good that they're not paying the full price right away. Okay. So in this instance, once that process is complete, I would then pivot and say, all right, cool. Well, look, what are you doing right now for advertising? How are you getting customers in the door How are you going to get eyeballs on this website? And then just let them answer. And in the end, I'm ultimately just simply saying, okay, well, look, tell you what, I do all that as well. So how about we set up a time tomorrow, 2 p.m. work for you? And you can share a little bit more in detail about what you got going on or your ideas. I can share what I can maybe do or the kind of things that I can do. And then we can go from there. That's it. That's all I'm doing. And guess what I'm going to do during that meeting? I'm going to potentially go through the CQI, the client qualification interview that we've talked about before. Basically going to ask them questions and then find out which of my other services make sense to offer them and sell them. And I will potentially sell one service, or I may be able to sell a bunch of my services. That's it. That's the strategy. That's the entire strategy. Okay. I was able to kick it all off with one simple thing. I didn't come at them and say, oh, I can do this. Oh, let me break out all these big packages I could do. I started with one simple thing to lead to many other things. One note on this. So, well, Jason, a website, all the businesses I know already have websites. Yeah, I should have addressed this on the last, when I was talking about websites in general, but why this is powerful and why this is great and why it doesn't matter is every single day, there is a business owner who is unhappy with their current website. Okay. Right now, there are people driving BMWs or whatever, insert whatever you think is a great car. There are people driving those cars right now that say, man, I wish I had a new car. I'd like to get a different car right now. And you're looking at them being like, well, what the hell? You know, some dude drives by in a Lambo. You're like, oh man, so awesome. He's probably thinking, oh man, I might like get a Ferrari instead. Well, whatever. Bottom line is we don't know what people think, especially when it comes to business owners and their websites. A lot of business owners, when they start their business, they just put together whatever they can put together, whether they had to build something and they have no idea how to build a proper website, or they had to just scrounge together whatever money they had initially to pay someone who was maybe a cousin of a friend or whatever to do this, or they found somebody somewhere and did it and they're unhappy, or their business has outgrown their website. They want a new one, or they just don't like the looks. We don't have to figure out the reason. All we have to understand is every single day, there is someone right now, a business owner, thousands of them, wishing they could change their website, but they just haven't gotten to it yet, or don't know where to start, or any of that other stuff. So we don't care. In fact, I would say 99% of the people that we're going to sell and do this process with will already have a website. Okay. There's still random chance that we'll find people that don't have one at all because they're just starting. But I just want that out of your head that we're like, oh, I got to find people no, not at all. Okay. I can go up to anyone, any business on the planet and do this process. Okay. All right. Oh, geez. I broke it down right here. I should have just went on to the next one, but this is the 50-50 website arbitrage deal. Okay. Now our pricing on the websites here. Okay. I used to sell them for $2,500. Okay. I give you a range of $500 to $3,000. Okay. Because this is an easy range for you to confidently sell the website. Okay. I ended up settling on $2,500. That was my sweet spot. It was just perfect pricing. Okay. I recommend when you're brand new and you're just getting going, just start with 500. Just start with 500. Okay. Get a sale or two under your belt so that you realize that you can sell and everything's normal and everything's okay. And then start bumping your price by 500 until you find your sweet spot. Okay. There are people right now selling these anywhere from 5 to 10K. Ironically, the same average that people are used to anyway. But this is an easy way to get started so you can ultimately find your sweet spot. I give this range because you can confidently sell any business on the planet a website in this range. Okay. So if you're brand new, don't have any confidence or just nervous or whatever, just start with 500. Okay. Because the value is already there. And then build your way up to find your sweet spot. And again, I've talked about exactly what this is. The first round of revisions is layout. The second is content. Okay. All right. Next, when I get to selling more things, right, we typically have the following, what I call AI pillars or AI categories, or what categories of things I can sell, to keep it simple. And that is services. Okay. We have email and text marketing, lead generation, SEO, review management, what we call our business ATM. Call it the business ATM. And you guys seen that in the program, and I describe it that way, and I show you why it's that. Ultimately, bottom line, because it is a group of services, when they work together, will provide cash flow to a business consistently month after month after month. And all the services working together continuously grow the ATM, meaning every month the withdrawals that the business is able to make consistently get bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay, that's how all our services work together and help snowball the revenue for the business. Then we have the people pillar, or the people category, and that would be implementing and adding in something like an AI receptionist, basically a 24-hour robot type appointment bookers, customer service type bots, if you will, into the business that can answer customer service inquiries. I can book appointments, follow up with leads, all that kind of stuff that ultimately replace actual people in the business. There's a lot of businesses that we work with that they're smaller. They might only have one or two people. This is a perfect solution for those people where they don't have to hire someone and end up paying. We can put an AI receptionist in a business anywhere from $500 to $2,000, depending on what it is that we're doing. And that's still, even at $2,000, that is still cheaper than them hiring someone and having to pay that person a salary or hourly, plus benefits, plus payroll taxes, plus all that other stuff. And these people, the AI people, will work 24/7 without any rest. They don't need sick leave. They don't call in sick. They just work 24/7 all the time, and they're happy. Okay. So we have these other things that are easy to serve the business to help them, again, make more money, reduce their costs. Each of these categories, stuff we sell in them, the business owner is paying us monthly for those things. So this is how we snowball our revenue. Okay. So we can go from an initial sale anywhere from $500 to $3,000, and then tack on every single month an extra $500 to $2,500, depending on what we sell. Okay. It could be more than $2,500. I'm just, on average, a range will probably fall somewhere in there on stuff that we're stacking every single month. Okay. Because you might not sell everything at one time. You sell all your stuff at one time, you could be looking at anywhere from $4,000 to $5,000 a month from one client that you're getting. Okay. You sell all your marketing services plus AI reception, AI receptionist. I mean, that could be $4,500 right there a month coming in your pocket from that one client. That's on top of the initial sale. Okay. You get two clients paying you that. I mean, you're at basically $10,000 a month just from two clients. Realistically, those will come few and far between, and you'll get little sales anywhere from $500 to $2,500 a month that you're stacking, but it still stacks, right? So month one, I sell $500 deal. And then maybe I'm able to get a $500 a month marketing service, maybe my message marketing service, email, text marketing. And I'm making $500 a month now from that. Well, guess what happens month two? I say I get another client month. I get no other clients, right? Month two, I get a client. And again, it's a $500 website sale. Okay. This time, maybe I'm able to sell $1,000 of marketing services. So month two, I got $500 from the sale, $1,000 in new revenue, but also the $500 a month that I sold month one, I get that $500. So now I have $1,500 a month in reoccurring revenue stacking. Month 3, I sell another website. I decide to bump it up to 1,000 because I have a confidence now. Okay. So now I made $1,000 on the initial sale. I have $1,500 of revenue already coming in from past sales. And maybe I make another $1,000 sale. So now I'm at $2,500 a month in reoccurring revenue on top of the initial sale. So I don't even need to be killing the game and be constantly racking in new clients. Just one simple sale a month stacks ridiculously fast. But even if I don't close a deal every single month, right, the reoccurring revenue will keep coming in. And every time I make a sale that adds reoccurring revenue, that will continue to stack. So even if I'm not killing the game and I'm getting a nice slow start because I'm taking my time and I'm figuring things out and I'm learning what works for me and what doesn't, it's okay. It will still stack for you over time. And before you know it, after the end of 6 months to 12 months, you can easily be at 5 to 10K a month in reoccurring revenue and not even have a ton of clients. Okay. And that's how this business is so powerful. It's a simple process and a simple strategy paired with very efficient and effective pricing. How do I find these businesses? Where do I find them? Well, first and foremost, I can go to find people already asking for help. Okay. It's called Computers Reach. Upwork, Freelancer, Guru. Those are sites where business owners 24/7 go and ask for help. Literally saying with money in their hand, they raise their hand and say, I have money. I need a new website or I need a website redesign. Can someone take my money and do this for me? Okay. There's no weird approach on that. It's literally just me responding to them. Yes, I can help you. I don't need to say anything else other than, yep, I can do that for you. They're already asking for help. I don't need to ask them any questions about, hey, are you looking for a website? Hey, I'm not sure if you have the budget, but you need they're there. It's already there. Just literally say, yes, I can do it. Right? So I have that foundation or that method, which I will build as my foundation. That will be what I base my entire prospecting strategy on. I want to maximize and be consistent with that method first. Okay. I can start on Upwork, which is the biggest of them, and then expand, create a profile. They all work the same way. There's just a lot more people on Upwork, but there's still people on Freelancer. There's people on Guru, and there's probably sites I'm not even thinking about. Okay. There's probably new sites out there that I haven't even thought of or seen or whatever. But I can be on multiple multiple sites just like that, or just like those, and every day show up and see what's new that's been posted and respond to them. And that's all I got to do. I don't have to overthink it. I'm like, well, I wonder if they're literally asking for help. Say you can do it and then move on with your day. Okay. All I'm doing is consistently doing that because I don't know whether it's today or next week or 3 days from now or 18 days from now. One of the times for sure that I say, yes, I can do it, someone is going to engage in a conversation with me and say, yes, let's do it. Okay. I don't know when, but I know it will, because that's just the way it works. It's numbers. I just don't know when my time is. Well, how fast can I get a client off up? Well, you could get one today, but I don't know how it's going to work for you. Could be today, like some people, or it could be tomorrow. It could be next week. It could be next month. All I know is if you don't do it, you will get no clients. But if you keep doing it, you will get clients. I just can't, I'm not a magician or a wizard, and I can't predict when you'll do it, when your time will happen, but it will happen. The second place that I'm going to go is I'm going to layer on top of that prospecting strategy. Why would that be my foundation? Well, because it's the easiest to sell. I don't have to convince them. They're already in the mood to buy, They're ready to buy now. Okay. So I want to use that as my primary prospecting source. Okay. From there, I can then layer on, because I'm at the whim of people posting, which there's multiple per day. So every 25, I wake up, I bid on what's new, I move on with my day. The next day I wake up and I start working on my business. I show up to the site. What am I doing? I'm just looking for the new stuff that's been posted since the last time I visited. Okay. You will see several things to bid on. I bid on those and I go on about my day. Okay. That's why I want to expand to multiple sites. So I just have more of those opportunities. But once I maximize those, and your routine gets super quick, you can bang it all out. I used to bang out 3 different sites or 2 different sites in less than 20 minutes a day. That's how long it is to take. It should be super quick, because when you bid on these things, you should have pretty much a template. Of course, now we have AI to help us. I can spit out a freaking template. I used to just have a template, bid on it, and then when I seen the same project the next day or that same type of service, right? Copy, paste my template, change up the few words that were, make it personal for this one person and move on. Like done, like minutes. Okay. So it should be very, very, very quick once I get into my routine, because I'm also just looking at what's been posted new since the last time I was on the site. Now, when I'm ready, I have that down and I have more time in my day because I'm more efficient at that process. And I want results faster. Well, cool. Now I can layer on what I call cold prospecting. And that's where I'm looking for easy conversations to start, right? I can go out to something like Google Maps and I can simply look for the businesses that don't have a website in their profile. Okay. Again, it doesn't mean they don't have a website. It just means Google couldn't find one, or no website's been added to their Google profile. Gets the conversation started. That's all I'm looking for. I could get in a conversation with someone after building them a demo website and them say, "No, we're really, really, really happy with our website." It doesn't stop me from simply saying, "Oh, wow, that's really awesome. Well, look, what are you guys currently doing for advertising? What are you doing to bring in new customers and get eyeballs on your website?" Hey, magically I can pivot to marketing services, because that's just how sales work. I'm not locked in and stuck like, "Oh, shoot, they said they have a website. Oh, shucks, back to the drawing board." What? It's just a conversation starter. And that's all I'm looking to do. Every single day, get into as many conversations as humanly possible. And that comes from me bidding on as many projects that I can for Computers Reach, and then starting to reach out to as many businesses as I can to get a conversation started. And then I move on with my day. I don't dwell on it. I don't say, "Oh, no one's responded to me in 3 days. Like, oh, like this doesn't work. Oh, shucks, I should go start a Shopify store and sell necklaces." Like, I just stay consistent doing this over and over and over again, which is find an opportunity, build a demo website for them, try to close them on the 50-50 arbitrage. Once I do that and deliver the website, I then sell them other things. And I do this over and over until the day I die, until all my hair falls out and I lose all my teeth and I'm on my last breath. This is all I have to do. I wake up and I do this. I don't have to think of other things. I don't have to think of there's problems with it, because this process has been proven for years, for decades. Okay. It's the same process that has been used successfully for businesses like ours for decades. We've just refined it it's just a matter of changing what is the thing that we're selling. That's it. Okay. So it's just this over and over and over and over again. It's all about the consistency, because in the end, when I have a solid process around a solid strategy, what makes me successful is the consistency. That's it. The people that succeed are the ones that do this every single day without thinking 20,000 other things that they need to add into the process. Okay. Over and over and over again. Okay. And this is how I'm going to leverage a simple AI business model. And again, take it from an initial sale, 500 to 3,000 in there, and grow it to whatever monthly income I want, whether that I want that to just be simply an extra $1,000 a month to supplement my life and have this as a little side hustle, $5,000 a month, all the way to $10,000 a month because I want to leave my day job and I want to have a nice full-time job that I do that is my own business that makes it easy and comfortable for me to live my life.